Hey guys, so it's me, Sarah. I'm on camera. You guys never get to see me, but today I decided I wanted to do something different, and I wanted to bring awareness to a disease that is not spoken about a lot, and there's no cure for it currently, which is too bad. It's sad. I was Somebody reached out to me a few days ago. She was a viewer. She had started paint pouring about a year ago. And when she started paint pouring, she started watching videos on YouTube, like most of us do, to start off. And one of the channels she started watching was mine. And she has been continuously trying to do some of the pours that I do, galaxy style pours or ethereal passage pours, etc., similar to that effect. And it's taken her a really long time to reach out to me and send me a message. And she finally got the gusto up to do so. And in the process of that, she wanted to share with me some of her art. It was beautiful. It reminded me of a stained glass. I think she did a lovely job. But there's more to her story. About a year or so ago, a little over a year ago, she was diagnosed with early onset dementia at around the age of 47. She has children. She's married, and they have come to accept that. It's scary. What you don't know about me is because this story really touched me because of my background. And I have over 7 years experience working with patients with dementia and Alzheimer's. I've worked with patients that have just normal working minds, and I never really felt the connection to those people until well, not until, I mean, I've always been connected to people in general, but there's a special connection that somebody who works with Alzheimer's and dementia patients, there's something special about people like me. Dementia and Alzheimer's patients, they're like puzzles. They beat to a different drum. They have stories inside of them that they want to tell. And one of my first jobs was working at a nursing home, and I went up to the unit to fill in for the day for somebody. And I have to say, I never left that unit after that day. I was there for 6 years, and then I went on beyond that, and up until about 5 years ago, worked with patients that had some form of dementia. But this early onset dementia at age 47 or so has got to be probably the most difficult, as you are very much aware, as the patient affected, that you're losing your mind per se. And it can be as simple as, where did I put a pen? Where are my car keys? They could have had a 20-minute conversation with somebody on the phone and not be able to recall ever talking to them. And for somebody who is aware of those changes within themselves, it becomes a very scary life, filled with uncertainty and unknown. The one thing I loved working with dementia and Alzheimer's patients is that they were like puzzles. And there would be days that they didn't know who you were, but repetitiveness always helped. Repetitive routines, repeating your name to somebody. And there were days that they would tell you a story that you'd never heard of. You could have worked with that patient for 3 years, and all of a sudden they come out with this story that that was something from their childhood. I don't know. It's just it's a special bond to have with a patient when you bring out a memory in them, whether it be through taste, smell, music, words, conversations, laughter. All of those things affect their minds and affect their memories. One of the saddest things I recall is that it was basically a place where, yes, hi kitty. Oh, hold on, let me get him. Come here. Yes, you want to be on camera? Basically it was a place where you would, yes, say hello. You want to say hi? Yeah. Where loved ones or family members dropped their loved ones off and never came back. And I think that was one of the saddest things that I can recall. They had nobody there to remind them who they were or who they had been, their family. They never ended up with any certainty of where they were. And that's one of the scariest things and the saddest, because there they were and they didn't have anybody to celebrate Christmas with. They didn't have anybody to celebrate birthdays with, and that was our responsibility, and to take care of them. So when you get through to somebody who has dementia or Alzheimer's and you bring up a memory, there's a certain spark, a certain fire that you can see in their eyes, and really makes you as the caregiver happy, because you know that they're remembering something that they hadn't remembered in a really long time. They didn't always call me by my name, usually not by a name at all, but sometimes they would call me a name of somebody else's name, a family member's or whatever. So anywho, this patient reached out to me, wanted to show me their art, had been following me and trying to do my technique for quite a while. You want to say goodbye? Say bye, Moo. Oh, he's a big guy. And I was really touched by her message, and I was really touched that I was somebody that she followed on YouTube. So I've decided when I read her message to me, I was taken back and I got teary-eyed, because I knew what was happening to her. And her family, they've all decided that they are going to love who she is every day. Even days that she's having a bad day, they're gonna love the new her. And she's working on embracing that too. She was a 911 dispatcher for 14 or so years. And oddly enough, on her times off from being a dispatcher, she would go and spend time with those that had Alzheimer's and dementia. So this is very, very surreal for her. Scary, but surreal. And this painting that she's been picking up and paint pouring has really brought her on her own new journey. And she decided that she was going to paint every day something new. So we talked for a little while, and I asked her, because I really felt like I wanted to send her something special, and I asked her what her favorite color was. And she said, well, green. I said, okay, just any green? And she said yes. And I said, all right. And she's like, well, that was an easy question. And I said, well, yeah. I said, you're my inspiration for my new pour. And then she was taken back, and I thought that was sweet. But sometimes having somebody else, I don't know, it's hard to say, having that other inspiration is really important. So my next pour is going to be named Tiffany's Journey. and she is watching this right now. Much love, and thank you for the wonderful conversation. I hope you love this. Bye. Okay, I'm back. I got my painting frock on, and we're gonna get going. So I can't even begin to tell you the colors that I'm using. I can with some of them. There's deep turquoise, there's a Kelly green, Peridot by Art Minds. I have bright yellow green or green yellow by, brilliant yellow green by Liquitex Basics. I have Deco Art Extreme Sheen, I think it's emerald. And I have Payne's Gray with a little bit of phthalo blue hue in it. So I'm just gonna layer up the cup and get this going so you guys can all move on. Honestly, I didn't expect the intro to be that long, but this is a pour in Tiffany's honor, and we're gonna name it Tiffany's Journey. Not quite sure how this is gonna come out, but it's gonna be fun trying it. Hopefully it comes out good. But we're gonna have to, green takes over a lot of paintings, and I'm hoping I make green look good, because there's a lot of green. Her favorite color is green. It reminds her of nature, trees, grass, everything around us that's living and breathing. And we'll see how this does. So what I'm going to do is actually just move these along right here. . Here's my layered cup. Beautiful. So we'll see how it does with the rest of the composition. I'm probably gonna need that closer, so we'll put it right there. I've got my white, 2 parts Floetrol to 1 part Artist Loft paint, and then a couple of scoops of satin enamel. I just had a wonderful conversation with Karen from Waterfall Acrylics. She is just fabulous and so much fun to talk to. I'm gonna put some more green right there because you can never have too much green, right? All right, here we go. Now I stopped short a little bit. I didn't want a whole ton of white in the center because I did realize I put too much white in my cup in the beginning. So I'm just gonna let it sit there and think about what it's done. All right. So I'm just trying to bring up any air bubbles. I'm glad this isn't expanding too much just yet. This area is just gorgeous, as is this area. I'm really looking forward to what shows up when I open it. So I'm gonna put some white around it, and then I'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, so here we go. Okay, so I'm really watching my composition because of green. Just green in general likes to, like I said earlier, take over. I really love the green on the edge. I think it's really cool, but we're not keeping that, of course, because that's just not gonna work. And doing mainly all green pour is risky. All on its own, so. Just trying to get this area a little more uniform. Before I drip all over the painting, I'm going to want to rinse this off. Piece is gorgeous. First time I've ever done basically an all green pour, so All right, so I'm gonna do a few touch-ups and get the edges all clean and the corners all crisp, and we'll bring you in. All right, here we are. This is just so beautiful. All the greens. And look at this area. I love this area. And then we get into it. Looks like a darker green, but it's really much lighter. And I'm absolutely loving this piece. I was almost tempted to stretch it out a little more because I wanted to see what was going on in here. But I knew I would lose this aspect. And I really love that portion of the composition, even if on the edge. So this area is a little more of a lime green. We come into here. Does it look this way? No. All right, we'll go this way then, because it'll show up better. But look at all that. It goes right down the edges. It's just so beautiful. So guys, that's it for today. Say your little prayer for Tiffany and other folks out there that you might know that have dementia or Alzheimer's, early onset dementia. God bless you. God bless you, Tiffany. I hope you are well, and I hope you really enjoyed your pour tonight. This is Tiffany's Journey, and Tiffany, send me a message. I want to send this to you. Bye.